Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Merlin. Last time on Merlin, we had the kindness of strangers. Basically, Morgana found Alator and was going to torture him into revealing who Emrys is, but that didn't really go anywhere. But she also tried to find Alator's, apprentice, and who was also with Alator on the side of good. And some stuff happened. Merlin got shot, and Morgana never found out who Emrys is. And then at the end, there was a dude whose face was like way covered over with his skin, and he suffocated. And apparently, this is the calling call of the High Priestess saying that Morgana has declared war on Camelot. Very specific, but yeah. Anyway. That happened, but yeah, we are on to, the penultimate story of Merlin. This is Season 5, Episode 11, but it sounds like we may be getting a 3-part finale. Who knows? We'll definitely have to see. Man, we're almost done, guys. We are almost done with our journey through Merlin. So, oh boy, I'm going to miss it. I'm definitely going to miss it once this is all over. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Things are about to go down. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say that if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of Merlin, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link there. There's also another link in the description if you would prefer to use that one for whatever reason. But you can go watch it, hopefully have a good time, and when you're done with that, you can pop right back over here to this YouTube video for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Merlin. Here we go. The dragon's an idiot. Alator's an idiot. The woman from last episode's an idiot. The prophecy is an idiot. The entirety of the prophecy is an idiot. Merlin's an idiot. Arthur is an idiot by proxy. Idiots! All of them. Idiots! Oh, the Mordred, he's bad. Don't trust him. It's almost like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's almost like we've had this exact same thing with Morgana. I want someone to call out Merlin, specifically Gaius, because Gaius was like really close to calling him out, you know? Like this, you just let this happen again. Because what did we have last time? The dragon being like, oh, Morgana, she's evil. You don't trust her. She's always going to be evil. And guess what Merlin did? Drove her away and made Morgana the greatest threat that Camelot has ever seen. Someone else comes along. Hey, don't trust that Mordred kid. He's going to be evil. What does Merlin do? He does the exact same thing. He does the exact same thing. You fool me once, shame on me. You fool me twice, shame on you. You push him away once, shame on, just shame. Do it again, that's on you. But to their very slight credit, it seems like Merlin and Arthur are going. This is leading to consequences, and they are going to understand what they did. They should realize that they did the same. Well, maybe Arthur didn't do anything to Morgana. Let's be at least fair there. That. You know what? By the way, I'm going to look up a clip, and we're going to watch something very quickly.
kinda wired that way, didn't
Wait
you?
for it.
Saiyans only like strong women. That's it. That explains everything.
That is Morgana. That is what I wanted to see out of Morgana. That explains everything. Every last thing. Everything makes sense to her now. Every friggin' thing makes sense to her now. Because if there has been one thing that she has not understood for 10 years, it's Merlin. And now she gets it. What a cavalcade of failures has brought us to this point. I can't really put all of it on Arthur because he's not fully in the loop, you know? Because to him, okay, there's a lot you could say about Arthur, but a lot of the failure is on Merlin. Because it was Merlin who poisoned Morgana. And it was Merlin that didn't trust Mordred. Idiot. He's an idiot. It's quite frankly infuriating. It is quite frankly infuriating that this happened twice. Because last time, I guess it's because last time he didn't realize it. He has never acknowledged that he is the reason that Morgana turned. You know? And you could put fault on Gaius for that. He is the reason that Morgana turned. Because when she started to develop her magic, he didn't do anything. And instead treated her like the threat that the dragon said she was. And it pushed her away. And yes, she started, plotting against Uther and everything. But still, you could have brought her back. Merlin could have brought her back, before poisoning her. He could have brought her back. And then Mordred comes along and he does the exact same thing. People, they're like, oh, the Mordred, he's not good. Well, yeah, if you keep calling him not good, he's probably not going to be good. Here's an idea. Why don't you treat him like a human being? Not some prophesized destroyer. Treat him like a person, for God's sake. Like, it's honestly... And I know, we've kind of been, building up to this all season. We've been building up to this all season. But... We've been building up to this all season. But the thing is, before now, it's just that Merlin didn't trust him, and he was a good guy. But this has now... I mean, just let him go. Just let him go. You know? Just let him go, and then that's that. But no. This is all on Merlin. And what pisses me off the most is that this already happened. 3 seasons ago. The same thing happened when he poisoned Morgana. He could have done anything. He could have come out to Morgana when she was starting to have magic. He could have come out to her, and then they could be, magic bros. And, maybe, and yeah, if she turned after that, then okay. But Merlin could have tried. Just like, oh, well, she's developing magic, and this giant dragon told me that she was gonna be evil. All these people have said that Arthur is prophesized to rule over a united Albion. Then they also told me that he's going to die in this battle because of Mordred. Well, I better not trust Mordred. You have 2 conflicting prophecies. You have 2 conflicting prophecies. And you're that dense that you can't figure that out? It's basically like, oh, well, Mordred, I don't like him. It's like there's 3 things. People are like, oh, Mordred, don't trust him. And Merlin's like, okay, whatever. And it's like, oh, well, but Arthur will be the king of a united Albion. It's like, okay. Oh, but actually he's going to die in battle because of Mordred. And then Merlin didn't even think about it. He was just like, oh, well, clearly Mordred's a threat, like you said then. I guess I'll push him away and let him be a threat. Even though he seems to be a genuinely nice guy and genuinely believes in Arthur. I'm baffled. I am baffled that he did it again. That he literally did not learn from his from his mistakes. I almost said his more stakes. Well, there's too many mores on this show. There's Morgana and Mordred, and that's just too many. He's an idiot. But the problem is, the only reason that this happened again, was because he's so stupid that he doesn't even realize it's his fault that Morgana turned. He still hasn't acknowledged that it's his fault that Morgana turned. So naturally, because he doesn't realize his mistake there, he made the exact same mistake with Mordred. And now look, I kind of understand Arthur a bit. Because Kara, she was a cold-blooded killer. Killing just dudes. Like, there's killing Arthur and there's killing innocent people, you know? Like, so I get that. I honestly understand most of Arthur, you know. It was basically a tough decision. Yes, could he have done that better? Yes, But all in all, he kind of did what he had to do. I can honestly give Arthur a pass on this. But Merlin, I can't do it. I can't. It's his failure. It's just, he failed. Again. He did it again. And he drove Mordred straight into the hands of Morgana. He's an idiot. You know, Arthur has always said he's an idiot. Apparently he was right. This is so infuriating. And I know we've talked about it the entire season. Merlin not trusting Mordred. And this is what it culminates in. It had to be one or the other. And it was decision time. Does he push Mordred away? Or does he genuinely start to trust Mordred? Oh, I'm off screen now. That's better. It's just infuriating, you know? It's just infuriating. And look, this is not to say that I think like, oh, well, like, I still believe in Arthur, you know? I still believe in Arthur. And when they have said, now this is one of the sad things too, is that both Merlin and Mordred have said that they believe if Arthur ever found out about their sorcery, that he would kill them. And that is sad. It does honestly show that the two of them don't actually trust Arthur. Both of them. They both thought that. They have both thought that if Arthur found out about their sorcery, he would kill them. They believe in this better world. They believe in Arthur. They believe he's a good man, but they genuinely have both believed that he would kill them if he found out. That's sad. That they honestly don't trust him. Despite the fact that he has gotten better. Yes, sorcery is still outlawed, and there is something I would like to say about that too. Yes, sorcery is still outlawed. And yes, we've had moments, people have pointed out that yes, the stuff with, oh, well, sorcerers, they get an unmarked grave. Okay. That is pretty bad. But they've seen countless times how good Arthur can be. Like, remember, the one town that was going to burn the sorceress, at the stake. And Arthur came in and stopped it. Or the fact that Arthur has used sorcery when he needs it. Or that even in this episode, Arthur says, I have no quarrel with the druids. Hello? Hello? Are you kidding? He has no quarrel with the druids. Guys? You think if a druid walked in, he'd be like, oh, kill him right now. Just lop his head off right now. Gawain, do it. No. He wouldn't do that. And those are strangers. If a druid walked in, just walked right in, didn't do anything. I'm not saying he has to do anything. I'm saying if a druid just walked in and been like, I'm a sorcerer and a druid, would he have done anything? No. He literally said in this episode, I have no quarrel with the druids. You know? I have a quarrel with people that intend to bring harm to others. And the fact is that both Merlin and Mordred, who have genuinely believed in Arthur and the new world that he's going to create, and they believe that he is truly a good man, and both of them thought, if he found out about my magic, he will kill me. And that's on them. They really think that little of Arthur. And yet they think so much at the same time. Hypocrites. They're kind of all like that, honestly. Merlin, Mordred now. Maybe not about everything, but about some things. The fact that they both thought that is ridiculous. Now, one thing I want to say about magic in Camelot, because they brought up again that, sorcerer. Okay, so the whole thing that Arthur is now going on with is that sorcery is not the problem, the people that misuse it are the problem. And he says, people like, in this episode, Kara, who kill innocent people, you're the problem, not the sorcery, not the druid part. Morgana, he says Morgana has misused magic. That's not magic's fault, that's Morgana's fault. And yeah, you can go into the why and the turn and everything, whatever. But it's people that misuse sorcery. Now, I do take a little task with Arthur saying, which is why sorcery is outlawed. Wait a minute, but swords are not outlawed. If we're talking about the people, then people have swords, Even, maybe not all the commoners or everyone, but there are people that just have a sword. You don't outlaw swords, but you outlaw sorcery. But you know that sorcery can bring good. You've seen that. Arthur, you are the living proof that sorcery can be used for good, because it brought you into the world. And yes, I suppose he could also be living proof that sorcery could be bad. I guess that's open for debate. Bad example. Okay, but sorcery saved your wife. Like 2 episodes ago, sorcery saved your wife. You were fine then. So, the fact that sorcery is still outlawed is a bit odd. Because now that he acknowledges that it's the people and not the magic, it seems odd that he wouldn't just, legalize sorcery. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We haven't even started on the notes yet. We had the Saxons and Kara. It took me a while before I realized that the Saxons were enemies. I can't keep all these kingdoms straight, you know? It's like, it's Camelot and not Camelot, basically. That's, Ankara, which was interesting. Trust Mordred. Just trust him. Like, you drove him away. You did it again. You did it again. But they haven't even acknowledged that it was Merlin's fault that Morgana was driven away. They haven't even acknowledged that yet. So, and because he never acknowledged that, he was bound to make the same mistake again. But this time, Gaius was starting to call him out a bit. I guess perhaps Gaius learned. Because, yeah, he is partly to blame for Morgana. So perhaps he realizes that, and perhaps he realizes that, you know? And so he wanted to do better with Mordred, but Merlin being the paranoid bastard that he is, he just couldn't do it. Wow, he is paranoid. Oh my god, I think I cracked the code, everyone. I don't know why I didn't crack this code earlier, but that's it. This entire series is events happening based on Merlin's paranoia about everything. He is a paranoid man. Huh. I never thought of it like that. It's paranoia. He's suspicious of everything. He is paranoid of everything. Now, sometimes with due cause. But it's that paranoia, and people feed into it. It's his own paranoia. And the dragon and Gaius fed into it. Mainly the dragon fed into it with Morgana, and his paranoia drove Morgana away. And then he gets the same. He starts getting paranoid. He starts getting paranoid of Mordred. Except he's the only. Well, okay. Yes, there were others that fed into it. Alator and the woman. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But like them was, oh, don't be like Arthur. Don't trust Mordred. Why not? Why not? There was no reason not to trust him. No reason. This is her fault now. Dying woman from last episode that tried to, keep Emrys safe and stuff like that. It's your fault now. Because you fed into Merlin's paranoia. And that paranoia, that drove Mordred away. Because they would have escaped. They would have just escaped. If Merlin hadn't, if Merlin hadn't been a snitch, basically. It's all this entire series. The entire series. The entire series is Merlin's paranoia. Oh my god. I just cracked. Now I feel like Piccolo. It all makes sense now. Oh my gosh. It all makes sense now. This is all Merlin's paranoia. Guys, start submitting video essays or something about this. I gotta see this. Someone back me up here. Am I right? Or am I crazy? I can't be. Man, no, I'm paranoid. It's all his paranoia. That's it. And it's that paranoia that doesn't trust Arthur. Oh my God. That's it. It's his paranoia that doesn't trust Arthur. Now, why doesn't Mordred trust Arthur? That's another question. That's another question entirely. But that's it. That's why Merlin doesn't actually trust Arthur. That's why he says, if he finds out about my magic, he'll kill me. It's like, no, he won't. You're just a paranoid bastard. I figured it out. I have cracked the code. 2 episodes before the finale, I cracked the code. I figured out Merlin. It's his paranoia. It's his paranoia. The entirety of the show is driven by his paranoia and those that feed it. And it's his paranoia that doesn't allow him to realize that visions could mean anything. Because what have we talked about this entire show? The entire show, we have talked about anytime Merlin gets a vision of something, we always say, well, that's what you saw, but you don't know how that's going to turn out. Yes, you see Morgana stabbed down, but you don't see a blade enter Uther's heart. But he got so paranoid that he is convinced that was it. And guess what? That's not what happened. Because it was preventable. Because he just thought he saw one thing, but it wasn't that. This is all, the entire show is based on the paranoia of Merlin. That's it. That's it. I solved it. Solved the case. Why did I write AM? I don't remember. Dang it. Oh. Okay, I wrote AM as... I wrote AM/Arthur. AM was supposed to be an acronym for something, and I was like, oh, I hope I remember, and now I don't. What was it? AM. What was AM? God, I don't... wait. It was back... It was her trial. First off, her trial is like maybe one of Arthur's best speeches.
A cohort of Saxons who attacked an armed ship bound for Camelot.
Yes.
Were you acting under the orders of Morgana Pendragon?
What I did for myself.
Can we also say, by the way, when she is going off on Arthur, it's like, oh, he's just like Uther. He's a Pendragon. You do know you're working for Morgana Pendragon, you moron. You want to talk about someone being a Pendragon? She is a Pendragon. Like,
I've spent my life
like more than in just name.
and seen those I have loved killed.
Once, maybe. But I'm not my father.
You don't kill those with magic. It is not I, Arthur Pendragon, who needs to answer for my crimes. It is you.
And see, this is the high horse bullcrap. Because now we have finally made the distinction. It's like, oh, you kill people with magic. No, I kill wicked people. Like, I punish the wicked. If they have magic or not, it's irrelevant. They are wicked. Morgana. Yes, you can talk about how she became wicked, whatever. But Morgana does things that are wicked. It's not that she has magic anymore, but that she misuses magic. She abuses magic. So don't even, lady. I don't like Kara. She's annoying. But I mean, obviously she's a good character. I'm just saying.
You and your father have brutally and mercilessly heaped misery on my kind. It is you who has turned a peaceful people to war. And it is you and Camelot that shall pay the price.
In your words, I hear the voice of Morgana. It is she and others like her who have abused the powers of magic. It is they who have brought the rift between our people.
Well, okay. That statement is like, it's they who have brought the rift between our people. It's like, kind of. Basically, there was blame. You could say there's blame on both sides, but like, there was a rift basically that formed. Arthur is sort of tepidly holding out like an olive branch, and Morgana and her people are just like, no. So it's basically like no one's really accomplishing the goal of closing the rift. But Arthur did not create that rift. He inherited the rift. You know? There's a difference.
It is their deeds that have terrorized Camelot and forced us to outlaw such practices.
And that's also kind of bullcrap. This is a good speech, but still, when he says that, it's like, oh, it's because of that we have to outlaw sorcery. It's like, okay, but you don't outlaw swords and weapons, and yet those still kill people. So, I don't know. That could be going into the whole gun rights thing. So, I don't know. It's like he kind of has a point on that, but kind of doesn't. But I'm glad they finally have the distinction on that.
But you stand before the court not because of an act of sorcery or sedition, because of an act of murder.
Yeah, it's like, you are not here because you're a sorcerer or you use magic or anything like that. It's like, you're here because you're a murderer. You're an attempted murderer as well because you tried to kill the king.
Your actions have brought about the deaths of many good men, threaten the lives of many more.
They were casualties of war.
And that's not a good mindset to have. They were casualties of war. They were people, though. You can't just trivialize it like that. God, I could sit here and I could do an entire like video essay on this episode alone. Not to mention the rest of the series, and not to mention a duck.
I will not rest until you are dead and your kingdom is no more.
Yet you have friends here. Somehow you got treatment for your leg.
Someone's snoring now.
Or someone in Camelot. Who?
I treated myself.
You're lying.
Stranger king.
Are you enemy of Camelot? Dawn tomorrow, pursuant to the laws of this land, you will be taken from your cell and hanged.
You can't blame him for that. She murdered people and tried to kill him. Now, it's interesting that the life imprisonment sentence is not a thing, like, at all. Like, even when it's like, you know, when he gives her a chance, it's like, hey, yeah, how about 20 to, 15 to 20 years jail. There you go. But no. Darby. He's jittering over there. Guess it's just some heavy sleep. Darby. He's really sleeping. He's still breathing. Don't worry, he's just ignoring me. Sorry, I'm taking a minute to do this. We've been talking a long time, haven't we? We're still going. Okay. He seems to have calmed down. Anyway, where were we? So yeah, there was an interesting speech. It's not perfect. Obviously, you can pick it apart in areas for both of them. But yeah, it's like, she's here is like, oh well, you kill our people mercilessly. It's like, no, I kill those that harm my people. Like you, who's harmed my people and tried to kill me. We did have Mordred being like, hey, he'll listen to me. And he didn't. Oh, okay, he listened, but he didn't change his mind about her. But the thing is, what was he supposed to do? It is a tough decision, yes. But what is he supposed to do? She is a murderer. He can't just let her go. Even if it's like, I killed, for the freedom of my people. You still murdered. You're still a murderer. And then we had the escape. And another thing that pisses me off, Merlin saying like, oh, well, so long as Mordred is within these walls, there's hope. Oh, there's hope. Oh, I didn't realize that. Where has this been for 11 episodes? Merlin, constantly throughout this season. Don't trust. There's a bit of hope. Get out of here. Get out of here, you contradicting prick. Don't even with that. Don't even like you've had hope this whole time. You sentenced him to death. In the Desir, you sentenced him to death. If it meant you were going to completely wipe away all sorcery from the face of the earth if it meant that kid died. Don't you even with, oh, there's hope. Don't even with that. You hypocritical bastard. Oh my god. I like that Arthur gave her another chance. It was like, hey, if you just repent and I will let you go. It kind of reminded me of the Zygon inversion on Doctor Who, where, the Doctor, it's like, yeah, have the Zygons done some terrible things? Yes, but in order to prevent other, horrible, worse things, just forgive and go. Just go, forgive, I forgive you, now go, please. And Arthur was honestly going to do that. Like, hey, repent, let's just, we should just move on. But then she was like, I have no crimes to repent for. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. Did that guard in there? Did they kill your family? Did that guard? Look who's getting up. Now he's just shifting around. Good boy. He just sort of adjusted on his bed there. But it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, did that guard deserve to die? Did he kill a bunch of your people? No. He was just a guy. Probably named Jim or something. Probably not, but he's just Jim. Average Jim. And you killed him. It's casualty of war. No, it's not. It's a human life. Don't even with that. Like, way to be better. Way to be the better people here. Arthur has killed so many of my people. It's like, well, he kills the wicked. Well, here's this guard whose job it is just to guard. That's his job, is to guard. Well, let me just kill him real quick. Even Mordred didn't want to when he was confronted with the knights. You know, she was like, just kill him! It's like, and he didn't. I do like Arthur at the end saying, like, oh, did I make a mistake with this? I don't know. I think, honestly, Arthur may have done the best he could with a tough situation. Like, yeah, this could drive Mordred away. But she is a murderer. You know? Like, you're not killing her just because she pulled a rabbit out of a hat. She's a murderer. So while yes, this is tough and this does have consequences, I think honestly Arthur did the best with what he had, you know? The person who truly screwed up is Merlin. And then the last thing I wrote down is Emrys. That it's finally been revealed to Morgana who Emrys is. Which, this is starting to make this seem very final. Like, this is starting to feel like we are at the end here. Like, they weren't going to get another season. This is starting to feel like the end here. Now that Morgana knows. And I do just wish the episode had played out for 5 more seconds just so I could hear her say, oh, it all makes sense now. Next time, it's the 2-part finale of Merlin. Strap in and strap on, folks, because it's going to be a hell of a ride. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this very lengthy discussion and reaction of Merlin. If you want to watch more of my Merlin reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.